Hi, everybody. It's me again, Jennifer Cooper with JKC Mobile Notary, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to talk about the least sexy, the least exciting, the least fun, but the absolute necessary topic of business budgets. Dun, dun, dun. I wish I had that music. But it's important if we want our businesses to be successful financially and to stay afloat when things are not moving as fast as we like them to. So, as much as you don't want to talk about it, will you come with me and let's talk about it and let's get all of our finances in order so our businesses will be successful? I'm ready. Let's get ready. Let's do this. Okay, business budgets. Not a fun topic, I get. I have been dreading recording this because honestly, nobody likes talking about it. But I find that the things we don't like to talk about, if we finally just suck it up and talk about it, we learn a lot, we grow a lot, and we become better at what we do. So let's talk about budgets. Do you need a budget as a business owner? And unequivocally, the answer to that is always going to be yes. We need budgets as individuals. It wouldn't be any different to have a budget as a business because anything related to finance needs a plan. And really, that's what a budget is. It's a plan on how to manage your money. If for some reason you've never heard of the word budget, I'm not going to give you a dictionary definition. It is a plan for your money. It's a plan that you live in and by for your money. I am still struggling with that for my business. And like my personal finances, there are so many pay-by-month services, pay-by-month accounts, pay-by-month training, pay-by-month services like my printer and that sort of thing too, QuickBooks, which is how I do my books, that kind of stuff. There's so many, and it's easy to keep track of if you don't have a written out plan for your finances. So we're going to get into that's why you need one, right? We need one if you know how much money that your business needs every month to pay the bills, it really helps navigate how you work and the jobs you take and how much you need to hustle this month, or how much you need to how much you need to take jobs you probably wouldn't have taken, because that extra $50 or the extra $100 will really make a difference in hitting the number you need just to meet your bills. Well, once you know how much you need to meet your bills, it's really fun. Part of this is knowing, hey, it is week 2 of my month. I've met all of my budget goals for this month financially, which means every dollar I earn from this point on this month is profit. So, let's not negate taxes, but it's a great way to look at it, and it kind of makes it fun. So yes, you need a budget. So how do you create a budget for your business? Is it any different than your personal life, your personal finances? And I'm going to argue that it's not. It's not much different than your personal budget, right? I have a blog post about this. Of course I do. Very soon I'm going to do videos that don't have blog posts, and I might write blog posts from those videos. But right now I have a blog post about why you need a business budget. And so I'm just referring to the article from NerdWallet that was written October 30th, 2020, titled How to Create a Business Budget for Your Small Business. That article will be linked below, as well as the blog post that comes with this topic. Okay, so I'm sorry, I just froze. It's early in the morning. I'm trying to get this out before I head out for the day, so I apologize. Okay, so her 6 steps the author of this, her 6 steps of creating a business budget are pretty simple. Number 1, you examine your revenue, you subtract fixed costs, you determine variable expenses, you set aside a contingency fund for unexpected expenses, create your profit and loss statement, and outline your forward-looking business budget. I went over those fast, but let's break them down, okay? Examining your revenue. It's really easy. Listen, I'm going to talk just from personal experience because I'm the one also struggling with this process. It's so easy for me to not know what's really going on with my business account. I know that I have checks coming, I have payments coming for signings that I did 30 days ago. I'm not sure when they're going to be here, but I know that within 30 to 45 days they'll be here. I've done general notary work, I've had cash or card payments, so I know those are going in there, and I eyeball my business account, and that's it. So it's not really helpful. I need to eyeball my business account, and before I transfer money to my personal account as funding into my family's finances, I have to make sure that all of the bills that are coming out of my business account are being paid for. So examining your revenue. Oh, can I stop and just go back here a little bit, because I just opened up the article about how a business budget can help your business how a business budget can help your business benefit by making it more efficient, pointing out funds left over that you can reinvest, predicting slow months. Listen, this is the one that gets me. Predicting slow months and keeping you out of debt, estimating what it will take to become profitable, providing a window into the future, and helping you keep control of your business. There's nothing about that list I don't like. So she's got a 6-step guide here. So to examine your revenue, you need to kind of look backward at your existing business finances and bills that you've paid. So income sources, you need to kind of evaluate. If you're anything like me in a business like me, those income sources change daily. I can have signing companies, title companies, which are regulars, but not regularly paying me or hiring me, especially as the market has changed. I have a video coming in about slow business, but it has slowed down tremendously from last year. So I don't have a regular revenue income, right? I don't have a W-9 paycheck. So I can estimate. I can also take the look back on what I've earned or what I need to earn and decide how much I need to make, right? And maybe that's 70 appointments at $85 each to hit my needs. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, looking back and evaluating the revenue I've gotten and the revenue I expect to get or what I need to get, so that influences how I move with my marketing, with my direct marketing, with my follow-up with my clients and that sort of thing. It'll influence that. Looking back on your revenue within 12 months, you can examine how your income has changed over time, and you can look for seasonal patterns. For example, there is always one day a month, even right now, where I do 4 to 6 appointments. One day. I can make, in that day, $500 to $1,000. One day. One day a month is not enough to make my business profitable, right? So, but I know that lands somewhere in mid-month every month. And it's not just loan signings, it's general notary work too. But there's always this day that does that. So my goal is always, how can I make more of those days? But I know that happens. So I can broadly estimate income based on that. But the whole point of looking back is you can see a pattern emerge, so you know what to expect, right? The next step is you subtract fixed costs. We all have them as a business owner. My business is in my office, and I have not yet moved all of my business costs of having an office at home from my personal account to my business account to pay, but those include rent, right? I can put rent as part of my business cost because it is my business and it is a write-off. Supplies. So my paper, I don't have to pay for ink. I have a printer that has a service that provides all that for me. But pens and my notary forms that I have to use for notarizations and stuff like that. Some of them are regular purchases. Debt repayment. I don't have any debt in my business except to myself, which I have never set up this is how much I personally paid into this business and this is how much I need to be paid back. I regularly pay into my business, regularly pay into my personal account from my business, but I need to do that. Payroll, not an issue. I don't have employees yet. Depreciation of assets. The only asset that I have that depreciates right now is the car I bought last year. So that's part of a process I do not fully understand how to make that work in my QuickBooks plan, but my accountant does it beautifully for me, so I'm not really worried about it. Taxes and insurances. I do not pay quarterly taxes yet. We made a plan last year when we filed taxes that I would, but my income has not been anywhere close to what it was last year because of the market changing and interest rates rising. So thank God I wasn't paying $800 a quarter because I didn't have it. So you might be paying quarterly taxes, you might not. But one of the things about taxes that you should be planning for is you should set up some sort of account to pull from every single deposit that comes in a little bit of money to pay for your estimated taxes. And you can, as a self-employed person, you can get that figure, that percentage from your accountant. You might be able to Google it, but how much of a percentage should you take from this deposit to put into your tax account? So that at the end of the year, you're not scrambling to find money to pay your taxes. Okay. And insurances are staples, especially as anybody. You've got auto insurance, you've got house insurance or renter's insurance, you've got medical insurance, you've got all those things. I also have an E&O insurance, a bond insurance. I've got an extensive auto insurance for my car. So all of that's part of that budget. And so all of your costs are going to be different, right? Your fixed costs are going to be different. You might have an office with rent that has some sort of extra fees for PG&E and that kind of thing. Those are all things you'd have to work into your budget. Once you've identified all these fixed costs, then you subtract them from your income, and then you move to the next step. The next step is determining your variable expenses. I can tell you right now, right at the top of the conversation, one of my two biggest variable expenses are gas and parking. Okay, those are two big ones for me. I do a lot of work downtown. Jail signings, with apostille services that I offer. I'm downtown with the county clerk. I do lawyers downtown. I do a lot downtown. So gas and parking. She gives examples of variable expenses as owner salary, okay, replacing old equipment, office supplies, professional development, marketing costs, and utilities. For me, marketing costs, besides the gas of driving to physical locations, marketing costs are pretty much set fees. Professional development is a set fee, and I plan ahead of time to add something extra to those specific things. And then utilities, right? Our PG&E for the house changes, and it's summer right now, and I do not have central heat and air, so I'm going to tell you that I am paying enormous amounts of money for PG&E. So, but it's variable, but it stays around the same. So, in what she also says that during lean months, right, you should lower your variable expenses. Some of those will happen automatically. Some of those you're going to have to automatically do. I recently went through all of the fees I was paying for different services and training, Facebook groups, and started canceling accounts. Some things I didn't need anymore, and some things that just were too much extra for me because business is slower. So, okay, number 4 is to set aside a contingency fund for unexpected costs. In your personal account, this is called your emergency budget, right? It is your just in case somebody loses their job, or just in case the car blows up, or just in case there's a medical situation that's far outside of what your insurance covers. The just in case fund, this is something that money goes into and does not come out unless there is an emergency. I would call your contingency fund or your savings account for your business the exact same thing. And so this account can be setting, what I would do, like you would do your emergency fund, is you set this account up to have enough money in it to cover your business expenses for 6 months to a year. That should be the goal of your business. That might not be every professional suggestion, but I think that as a business owner, as a human being who has to pay bills and has emergencies pop up, having something like that to back you up, it's going to make you sleep better at night. And you don't use those funds, and if you do use those funds, you pay them back as soon as possible. Number 5 is to create a profit and loss statement. So once you've collected all of the above information, it's time to put together and create your profit and loss statement, or P&L. She says that just talking about a P&L can bring up feelings of anxiety. If you have a bookkeeping program, like I use QuickBooks, and I use QuickBooks because I was a bookkeeper for 4 years, more like 8 years before that, so I'm just used to it and comfortable with it. I can push a button and I have a P&L statement. I don't have to go through hand doing it, but it's important to have. It's important to be able to update it monthly or quarterly, or however you want to set it up. It's a good snapshot of where you are financially and what's missing and what needs to be addressed and adjusted for. And then once you've done that, well, let me tell you how to do a P&L if you don't have a program like QuickBooks. The whole thing is addition and subtraction, and you add up all your income for the month and add up all of your expenses for the month and subtract the expenses from the income, and hope to God you get a positive number at the end, right? This is why a P&L kind of stresses people out. I get it. And then number 6 is outline your forward-looking business budget. I found this harder to do when I first started last year, right? Because I didn't know what my costs were going to be, and I didn't know what kind of income I was going to make. And so, but even if you're a new business or you've been doing this a while, projecting what will happen to your business in the future is educated guesswork, right? Educated guesswork. If you've been in business for a while, that will certainly help with your accuracy of those guesses, but it is educated guesswork. Okay, but now that you've created your P&L, I'm sorry. She's saying that to look on your P&L for these trends: big supplier equipment purchases that create a beneficial loss, seasonal trends due to inclement weather, natural disasters, or economic turmoil, which we are in, seasonal trends due to school calendars, tourist travel patterns, or supply limitations, profit that is higher than in previous years or can't be explained. It's really just the truth here is what you're doing is staying up completely on top of your finances and knowing you don't have to look at a form to know what's going on if you have to pay extra for a certain service that wasn't part of your budget, right? So there's that. So how to make your budget efficient is create it, do it every month, and invest in some sort of accounting software. For notaries, I would strongly suggest you invest in Notary Assist. I don't know if they give you P&Ls, but it still does all the math for you, specifically in the notary avenue. The other thing you can do is QuickBooks or Xero, but and there are pretty easy plug and play for those online services. Things that are easy for self-employed people to do as apps on your phone. They track your mileage. Track your mileage, guys, especially if you're mobile, because that is a massive tax write-off. Okay? But yeah, so that's how you build a business budget. Listen, this isn't going to be fun when you have to sit down to this. You're going to have to force yourself to do it. I have to force myself to do this for my personal life every month. I have to go back over bank statements. I have to look at things that popped out that I wasn't planning. I had a beautiful budget set up for our personal finances for the next 2 weeks that it was blown to smithereens by a couple of things that were not expected and that shouldn't have happened, that I'm working with right now. But the point is, when those things came through, I knew it was going to be a problem because I know what's going on with my finances. And I'm working really hard at doing the same thing with my business. And I really encourage you to do the same thing too. It's going to be worth it to know what's going on. It's going to be helpful if you're looking for funding for your business to know what's going on with your finances, to answer questions about your finances. So, business budgets, yes. Find time to make it happen because it's totally necessary for your success financially. And if we're not successful financially, our businesses are not moving forward. So that's it. We're done talking about business budgets. Not the fun thing, not the exciting thing. I'm sorry to do it, but I hope that it helps you. And I hope that you find the motivation to just kind of get into the rhythm of doing this on a regular basis. All the information you need, the link to the article, my blog post, everything is down in the description below. Also, if you want to contact me, all of my contact information is down there too. Thank you so much for being here with me. I know this is a little longer video, but it's important information. And now that we're done, we can move on to more fun stuff. Have a great day. Stay cool out there. See you later.
You belong here. You belong with me. Everything's clear if you choose to see. Just a matter